Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Monday the 14th of March 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we'll bring you the 5 news items that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1. The local share market rose 1.2% today to finish at 7,149 points, recouping all Friday's losses. The big banks led the way with Macquarie Group, Commonwealth Bank and ANZ all up more than 2.5%. Westpac 2.2% higher and National Australia Bank 1.5% better. Away from the banks, healthcare and consumer staples did well, as did telcos. Materials companies underperformed. Among the large caps, CSL jumped 2.5%, gaming machine maker Aristocrat Leisure rose 2%, and property giant Goodman Group and Telstra both lifted 1.5%. Fortescue Metals was the underperformer of the large caps, down 1.3%, while Rio Tinto, BHP and Gold Digger Newcrest Mining also dropped. The best performer on the day was agribusiness Elders, which rose more than 10% after upgrading its profit outlook. The worst was Paladin Energy, which jumped sharply late last week, but today was off 7.5%. Story number 2 comes from Newspoll, carried by The Australian. Anthony Albanese has drawn level with Scott Morrison as preferred Prime Minister for the first time in more than 2 years. With the federal election due in less than 3 months, the Newspoll is bad news for the Morrison government. Labor's primary vote is unchanged at 41% and the coalition is at 35%. On a two-party preferred basis, Labor now leads 55 to 45%, a margin it has maintained for 3 surveys in a row. The Greens lost ground in the poll at 8%, while both Clive Palmer's United Australia Party and Pauline Hanson's One Nation remain at 3%. Story number 3, unfortunately, is about COVID. Case numbers are on the rise. Western Australia recorded almost 5,000 cases today, though fortunately the state has only 1 person in ICU. Queensland reported 3,800 cases and 2 deaths. South Australia recorded 2,100 cases. Tasmania recorded 932 cases and the Northern Territory was at almost 200 cases. There were 10,600 cases in Victoria, which is a step up from last week, while in New South Wales there were nearly 9,000 cases. And just as a side note, former US President Barack Obama has tweeted he tested positive for COVID as well. Story number 4. Everyone knows it, but now it's official. Average fuel prices in Australia's 5 largest cities have hit levels not seen since 2014, according to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission. The competition regulator said the daily average retail petrol price in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide and Perth hit 182.4 cents a litre in late February, and prices have well and truly gone up since then. There's now plenty of pressure on Prime Minister Scott Morrison to announce a reduction in the 44.2 cent a litre fuel excise tax in the upcoming budget in 2 weeks' time. And story number 5 is about Tom Brady. Tom who? Well, he's the greatest quarterback in American football of all time. I'm sure someone will argue with me on that one, but he's certainly up there. Mr. Brady, at the ripe old age of 44, quit the game last month, having won 7 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 6 weeks into retirement, he's back, ready to play again for Tampa Bay. What's this got to do with business? Not much. In fact, there wasn't a lot going on in the business world today, and this is the biggest global sports story, so I thought I'd put it in. That's it for the afternoon report for Monday the 14th of March 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.